if you have $1 billion, you die and you're going to leave it straight away in somebody's bank account. That's how life is. Life is just a transaction. Other communities keep their own goals, keep their own belief. Only Africans is only who lost our belief. So that makes us vulnerable. That make us to be weak to other society.
So we don't know ourselves.
Yes, that the same commit that the consequence God has put in us. As Africa, we become fanatic for our traditions. African Christians, African Muslims, they are in the war. They hate their brothers. They go to kill them. The same color, the same blood. They share everything. That is the sin Africans we have. That is the poor mentality African we have.
Welcome back to the Rubasha Family podcast. We are here with another episode. Today is something a little different. You know what I'm saying? We here with Pops. So Dad, tell us where you just came from.
Yeah, today I had amazing day. So I went to, they call it gender reveal. So that means these parents, the wife, she's pregnant and they got to have a baby. But they had to tell us what the gender for the child is going to be. Mm-hmm. But amazed that why I say marketing is powerful. Marketing is the key of life. So for me, my first time experience is
for gender reveal.
Yes.
Even me, I've never been to a gender reveal.
So we went to the boat, and then they had the airplane to come to show. So what the airplane had to show the color. So if it's pink, I think it was a pink or something, that color, so that's a girl. If it was going to be blue, it was going to be a boy. It was the girl. So it was so amazed, but for me always my mind is how I realize my experience that I will call marketing. See, marketing make improvement.
So because like you said, everything's a transaction.
Yes, transaction is life. So when I tell people what transactions mean, sometimes people get annoyed that because every person, every man, woman, we are client. So when I say we are client, that was mean. If you go to do some things, you go to create somebody to make money. See, if you go, you buy a drink, somebody had to make money from that. If anything's happening to you, don't get angry. If you had an accident, accident have a mechanic, insurance, how to get money for what happening. See, you get angry because you had an accident. But how about the mechanic who's going to fix your car? He's going to get angry? No.
So you're going to help someone pay their child's school fees.
That is what transaction is.
You commit a crime, you're going to pay someone's school fees.
That is a court case.
Case,
they have lawyer, they have judge, they have all those people sit there. Who pay them? That crime. It's funny. You can commit a crime for $50, but the time they go to judge you, to charge you, is good to spend $1,000 for the crime for $50. See, it's about marketing. Everything's transaction. There's nothing you do. Tell me many things you do without a transaction. You see, like even as we are talking here, this is transaction. It's marketing. Anything, there's nothing you do which will not come to return to your investment. Nothing.
So for example, when I was younger, I used to think like, of course, if you get in like your heart attack and emergency, the ambulance, when they take you and they rush you, and when I got older, you have to pay for that.
Yes. Nothing's for free. See, when they say something's for free, it's free from you because you don't take it a pocket from you. See, what happened? COVID. See, that's what I'm saying is inferiority and bringing a complex. There is no a country in Africa, none, who had money to buy vaccine.
Really?
No. So other countries from overseas, they have to pay to get those vaccine for Africans. See, they have to buy a vaccine for us. They have to buy vaccine for our people. That's how it was. See, Australia, Western countries, every other countries, they have to pay it to those companies who made it, the vaccine, and then they can get them to people for free. But you see, the first place is not for free. Everything had to be created.
It's a transaction.
Yes, transaction. And see, that transaction always also bring that supremacy to African countries, to back home. See, if somebody give you money for your vaccine, give you money to survive, see, that is supremacy to you. That person is not going to have a respect to you. He could have a bit respect, but he say, oh, it's me who owns you. It's something like that. Is that type of behavior, mentality is the same. If I keep giving you money, everything there, if personal, I'm going to feel always I'm superior to you. So it's our mindset. It is.
So you're saying countries, which countries gave, so you're saying like Kenya, for example, Rwanda, they couldn't afford to buy for the vaccine?
No. They had to get money from Australia, Germany, or Western countries. Had to buy for them for the dose of medicine to get for free. You win, maybe World Bank, everything's there.
It's just like we own you. Niggas.
Yes. It is that type of concept. See? But that's how life is. But it should be like that? No. See? On the African continent, we could not have created our own vaccine. Indian did their own.
Indian did their own?
Yes. Even it was Russian, they did their own. Chinese,
Really?
they did their own. So America, even Australia, they didn't do anything. But Australia is good. They have money to buy whatever it takes. See, that's why we immigrate in the best country in the world. They have money to buy whatever it takes. They don't need to invent anything. They have money to buy whatever it takes to put the people, to protect their people.
Let me ask you, so what happened on the train?
So today, man, it was so, I don't know. I was supposed to go somewhere, my friend. And I went to train. I was so tired. I remember I was coming from gender reveal. I was enjoying free beers or something there, and I was so tired. But you see, from Friday I did job. I think I drive 12 hours, and I think I was just sleeping, and I slept. I couldn't even wake. You see, that was the dreams. Italy. See, the dreams, the imagination, it's your God.
So you're telling me you're sitting on the train and you're having a full-on dream?
Yes, and I sleep from, is it Town Hall? Or I can't remember. Where did I get the train from? I think it's Town Hall. Until Waterford. Waterford, it's the end. It's the end. And I've been doing this for I've been in Australia for 25 years. I still make train, and I could. When I see the sign of Waterfall, I say, God, what was these days? But you see, the sleeping, the comfort, it's so. I was dreaming in the train. I was drinking like I sleeping in my bed.
On the train?
On the train.
Oh my, but you're not comfortable, you don't need...
I was comfortable. No, I imagine from Town Hall to Waterfall. And I wake up, Man, I say God, I was lucky. At least the next train was like maybe 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes.
Yes, and that's how you come back, things there. But you see, it made me my mind waking up, everything's there. It's how it is. And they say always, I will never do that again. This is like maybe my 50 times happening me to sleep in a train.
All the way through.
All the way through. But you see, when you sleep, it's a gift from God.
It's
Sleeping is not easy, but when you get it, and yeah, I was so happy. Yeah, no. As I said, look, I learned that's the thing we call maybe the Christianity or religionals and the supremacy in our mind, especially when we talk Africans. So like today, so that always is good. What I'm talking about is like our experience every day. So me and mom, we went to catch train, and then we go to the city, and then from the city we were on a market, and then we catch Uber to go to take the ferry. And luckily the driver was African, our brothers. And he says, oh, in God's name, I'm lucky, I gave everything there, And I say, why do you say God? He make you lucky to do things there. Say, oh, everything's good for me. I say, oh, brother, do you know what? Last day, I had a mistake. I was going to lose my point, but God saved me. I say, look, there's no God to go to save you. It's you yourself who are going to save yourself. See, if you don't want to get missed point for your license, you have to be due diligent. You have to know. You drive Uber. You have to know if you make mistake, they're going to have fine. And you remember, as I say, everything transaction. If you get fine, don't think, oh, it's God who said it. No, God from sky is not going to send to get fine. No, you get fine, you can pay city council some money, and that's how it's it. The police go to stop you. The police, that's his job. See, the police wake up in the morning to catch people who do mistake, and the police doesn't put money in his pocket. The government take the money. See, when the police caught you, the police doesn't get anything from that. He get his salary like anyone anything there. And I said, look, don't mention God for your mistake in your life. Don't mention God for you driving.
On this path of life that I'm on right now, I'm always thinking about the future. I'm always thinking about my financial future. How can I make important moves now that are going to impact me when I'm older? This video is sponsored by Rise. Every time you get an income, you can set weekly, monthly, daily investment goals. You can put aside money while you're growing and seeking the best future for yourself. For me, what I do is every week I have an amount and it puts the money into the stock market. It's all about compounded interest. The actions and the things that you do today are impacting your future. So for me to continually having that compounding interest of money being put away into the stock market, by the time I'm 30, 40, 50 years old, that amount is generational wealth. That is the power of compounded interest. It's always important to think about your future, always important to think about tomorrow and 20 to 30, 40 years from now. What Rise has done with the Rubasha Family podcast, they're going to give you $5 once you sign up with the Rise app and you're approved. You can start your financial journey today. None of this is financial advice. Hit the link in the description, get $5 into your account once you're approved, and get started on your investment journey today.
To do things there and you get fine. So for me, I don't do that. So if I do drive, I make fine, I make mistake. It's my God to make me to do that.
But when he says like, okay, when people say that like God, this and this, but also because you also have to believe in a higher power.
There is no high power. There's no high power. Your mind is high power. Your mind is the highest mind power of human.
But something outside of yourself.
There's nothing outside yourself. God created us. And then it come dwell in us. It come live in us. So now we could have control that power, whatever we do in the world.
Yeah, but I mean the supernatural force. Hold on. The creative intelligence, because that same God that I have, for example, me, I never created the world. I never created the universe. So if there's evil, which we have in the world, there's also good. There's God and
if there is no evil. That superior power God give to you, to each person. We are billion of people. Every person has that built in superior power God give to them, because God is not going to come to every time whatever. No, He give that. He give that everything. You see, if we know God is powerful, we have to believe He give us that power. That power is in our mind. That everything's in our mind. I'm sitting here talking to you because the power God have given me to stand here to talk.
But you just said that God has given me. So
Yes.
that's also, didn't give that to yourself.
No.
So what's that entity that gave you that?
So God give everyone entity, because even your life to move forward, to have you breathe, you do everything there. It's God entities there. That's what God is us.
Is within
I'm
us.
God, yes.
But He
God.
also gave, you said, like you said, God
He already
gave-
gave us when He created us.
Yeah, so there's still that creative intelligence.
It is built in us.
Yes.
Intelligent in you. So why we are here, we're talking on this podcast, because that intelligence God have given us. Somebody else is investors. Somebody says a doctor. That invest the things God have given to him. Somebody is a pilot. Somebody is a captain. Somebody is everything. That intelligence God have given each of us. See, that is why everybody is not going to be a podcaster. Everybody is not going to be social media. Everybody is not going to be a pilot. Everybody is not going to be a police officer. If each of us, we have that in build, which we are going to do. But the good thing is we can change.
But
So 10 years we never used to be in podcast, but now we're doing it because we have that build in us, which allowed us to change wherever you want to feel and where you want to be.
So, for example, like, okay, when I walk out in nature, I see God. I see God everywhere. I look at the sky. So what I'm trying to see is, so for example, if I have a son, now I created my son, so he has his essence in me, or he has my essence in him, but he's not me. So you, like you're saying, there's a creator who created the world, and then there's us, right? And he's given that his essence or that creative intelligence, because there's no he or she. God is not masculine or feminine. There's no, God is that spiritual being. It's that creative intelligence. You're saying that we have that, but for us to have that, we also have to submit. You have to be vulnerable. You have to submit to the will of God.
You don't need to submit to anyone. God, when He created this world, He came to us, He dwelled to each human being. If every child born from a womb of woman, God came in him to survive. You see, we have cells, we have everything, we have heart, everything's building up. We have million cells, everything there. That is God working in you. The blood, the vessel, the everything, it's God in you, which is in yourself, which is in any person's mind. When you change your mind, you are everything you do. There's nothing to submit to God, no. Everybody, the purpose. People think purpose is to be successful. No, purpose is to live. Purpose is me working in the morning, go to serve people, go to drive people where they're coming from. Another purpose for somebody, he's a chef. He had to cook for people to survive. That is transaction. If you're in airline employs cooks, he employed air hostess to serve, employed captain to drive you.
Even the cleaning companies.
The cleaning companies. He has engineering to see that engine is good. He have everything there. You see, all things there. And then they have to have client. See, we are client for the aircraft. We have to pay money to those companies to survive. And oil companies, they have to have those people go to dig oil. They have to have those machines that they go to dig oil. And they dig oil, they dig oil, and then they have to refine it, and then have to put it there, and then they have to put fuel. And then after that, we have to buy that oil. It's a transaction. That is God. Somebody to know how to dig 100 meters on the soil. It's God. But He give in your mind. How that person knew there's the oil out underground. You see? That's why we are God. God is in us. See, God is everything we do. I'm here talking to you because it's it's coming from my mind. It is coming from anyone else's mind. 5 years, 10 years ago, I could never talk to you like this, but I changed my mind. God told me, wow, your experience, you can talk, you can think. I knew I could talk, but I never could have idea to bring to people to share my view the way I am now. It's God in mind. It's God changing you. It's God talk to you. See, that's the purpose. 5 years ago, purpose was different. 10 years ago, purpose is different. Now I'm here, the purpose for you to live here is going to be different.
So, for example, what about you know how you just have certain miracles that happen within your life, like you're somewhere, you get this call, things have been working out, and someone reaches out to someone, you get a call that changes your life, or a mother who the doctor told them they can never have a child, or they can never conceive a child, or you're gonna die in 3 months. Those situations that are outside of our control. Of course, we have maybe prayer or mental thought power towards things outside of myself. Like, what about that? What about what those instances happen?
Those instances doesn't exist. What happened to you, you have it in your mind. There is no luck. Luck is in your mind.
Yeah, there's no luck.
Yes, there is no luck. There's nothing there. When you change your mind, you think, no, I'm not sick anymore. I'm not going to get this cancer anymore. It had to be in your mind, not to the doctor. You remember, the doctor is the test and is the thought. See, if you go to 10 doctors, they go to find different results in you. See, so the doctor, they are professional what they see to you. But what is going to happen to you, it doesn't belong to the doctor. You remember, the doctor also, he will be sick. The doctor, see, the doctor even die. See, that's how life is. Life is the mind. The mind which is sane is the same, the mind which kill, and it's the mind which have issue the same as you. You can go to the doctor, the next day you go there, the doctor is not there. He had a heart attack. He had a same heart attack from the doctor in Rwanda, in village in India, in the village in Australia. It became the same. See, that because true mind is for God.
You know one thing, they did an experiment, not really an experiment, but Dr. Joe Dispenza, he wrote a book, Becoming Supernatural, very good book, I read it. So people with diseases, colon cancer, they couldn't walk, so they came to his meditation retreat. So what he said was, when people, they close their eyes and they're meditating because they need to be present, they combined an intention. So for example, like what does it feel like when I'm healed? What does it feel like I don't have this cancer no more? So they close their eyes, they feel those emotions, that elevated emotions of being healed. So I don't need anything, I'm grateful because I'm healed, right? So what he found was, when they did that, they were teaching their body, through the power of the mind, what it feels like to be cured, what it feels like to wake up and you're healthy. And he noticed when they stayed in those mind states, when you're waking up, you don't need anything from the world. You're not thinking about, when you wake up, you're not thinking about your problems. You're thinking about, I'm cured. I have everything that I need right now. And those people recovered from their illnesses.
So that's why.
The power of all those chemotherapies, just the power of, I'm already healed.
That's what I'm saying here. Everything's transactional. To see the doctor now with this technology, even transaction. So it's money. No doctor cure for free. He had to be paid. So when you look before this technology come, before all these things now we do, we experience ourselves, which is much better. People survive. People survive cancer before technology. People survive the disease before technology. A human being, only human being survive without any other technology come to it. People survive. So do you know why?
Why?
Because that's nature. So if you live wherever country you live, Australia or America, when you get older, when you go to get dementia, you get all those old sickness, the dementia you get is the same as a person back in Rwanda or in Kenya village without $1 million. Is the same dementia. You could have $1 billion, you have dementia, the same person back home in Kenya. You see, that's how life is. So the power is not in technology. The power is in God. The power is in the mind. Yes. If God put you there to get that thing there, you go to get it. If God, and you see, it's your mind. Your mind is going to save you, and your mind is going to kill you. And other things you can't control it. It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you. You live life. You do life what give to you. There is no purpose.
Hey, I got a question for you. Are you smart? Are you a visionary? Well, the fact that you are watching this podcast is a good thing. I got something to tell you. I know time is the most valuable asset, so I'm going to get straight to the point. Here at the Rubasha Family podcast, we've been focused on consistent output, getting amazing and quality content out to the people who come and support. How can we add value to people's lives? Now, you could be a small business owner or entrepreneur who wants to be able to expand your visibility, get your product or service in front of as many people as possible. The day and age that we're in, social media, podcasts, the fact that they're growing so much on YouTube. YouTube is allocating more budget into the podcast section in media. Why can't you be smart? Why can't you get ahead of the competitors and put your advertisements, put your visibility, your brand in front of as many people as possible? You could actually be one of the ones who is really smart in order to take advantage of this opportunity and put your ads in one of our videos at our lower prices as they are now compared to what they will be as our audience continues to grow and expand as much as we're consistent. So if you're really interested in having an advertisement space or brand visibility at the Rubasha Family podcast, link is in the description. Send us an email and let's talk. Back to the video.
I just want to start it off with 2 Bible verses, right? Because, from actually what you're talking about. So Luke 17:21, it says, Lord, hear, for behold, this is Jesus. Lord, hear, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. Kingdom of God, that heaven that people talk about is within you. Jesus says it himself. And then there's another verse. Let me get it up real quick. And then another verse. Let me just read it out to give you guys the... If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. And that is in Thomas. How powerful that is. And like you said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So if you do not bring forth that power, that creative intelligence that the Creator has given you, it will destroy you. We see that every day. People working jobs, they have a gift, they have a talent, they have a service out to the world. That's within them, that creative intelligence, that God that's within them. But they don't bring it out, and it destroys people. You see people, that's why you see mental illness, depressed, anxiety, stress. It's because of the frustration of not being able to bring out that precious that is within it. And if you do bring it within you, it will save you.
You see, when you say kingdom of God indeed, it's your mind. Anything you hear, it is God, everything of the land, everything, it's called mind. So mind is powerful everything. But you see again, what is killing you? It's yourself. Your mind is powerful. Whatever kills you is also the one who says it, because it's your mind. And you see, we live in states. You could be in a poverty state. You could be a richer state. You could be in anxiety state. You could be in ill state. You could be in a happy state. You could be anything there. So it's state you go through. See, cycles. So people, they are not just poor. No, you could be in that poor state in the time. You could be in that unemployment state you are in. You could be in, anxiety state you are in. But every people, you have to come from it. Because do you remember, life's transaction, every state you are in is creating somebody else. That's why you have to be, everything's right. There's nothing wrong in this world. Every state you are in, he creates somebody, everything. There's nothing to blame to God. There's nothing to blame ourselves. There's nothing to blame ourselves. There is no guilt to ourselves. The guilt you bring to yourself, where is? It's in your mind. When you die, who cares what the dream you have? Who cares what do you have there? You die like anyone else. If you have $1 billion, you die and you will leave it straight away in somebody's great account. That's how life is. Life is just a transaction. Everybody should believe without any remorse, without anything. The state you are in is where you are in that period. That's it. If you change the period, something's going to come to you. Your goals going to come to you. Change. Do something else. There's no failing in life. No. Life is experience. For good and evil. That's what people don't learn. Life is experience for good and evil. Each person have going to good and evil. You could be poor, you become rich. You could be rich, you become poor. And you see, to be rich is more financial. But to be successful, you couldn't be happy. You could be having happiness, you could be better. You feel successful. You don't. There's a people that's found in Australia. People who enjoy their life, they don't even care what money they have. They have built their own life without even thinking poor or rich, without care who say anything there. They live better life than anyone else. Because that's how they choose. They don't even go to church. They don't go to pray to any other website. No. They use their mind to live health-wise, happy-wise, and anything they want, lovely, within their own life. If that's how it's found, wow. Why? Because these people, they know they use their mind. They don't waiting God from the sky to help them. No, they help themselves during their mind. That is why they are so successful. That's why they sit, they work, they think what they work, they build their own houses, they live happy. Because they choose how to do it. This is not the one they call outside. They don't call anything else. They don't go to chat. They don't do anything. They do what they feel to do their own their life. That's why it's found, wow. This is so different back home. Back home, pray God, God is not going to come to heaven from the sky. No way. As the different I found in this. These people, they live their own life. They live in heaven with their own.
Do you think the fear of hell, the fear of punishment, do you think that paralyzes us?
Yes. So that's why the white, when they teach us, they bring that fear back to Africa. They didn't take this fear to their own people. So they bring that fear to ourselves. They bring that fear, oh, you have to fear God. Why do you need to fear God? Why? God created us. Why do you need to fear? But African, they have been teaching us, oh, how to fear God. God. See, oh, then all my grandmas say, oh, I get fined because God, there's nobody's going to make you get fined. That police is a kid. That police is a kid who learned in school, who has his job. He never come to see you get fined. No.
Wait, what did he say?
He said he got a fine. See, because the police stopped me.
Yeah, but what did that have to do with God?
Oh, he said, oh, it's called weird.
It's God's will.
Yes. So those are rubbish. That's the word African thinking always back home. It's, oh, come up. If God has said that, it's what happened to me. No. It's you making a mistake. You don't do that. Don't bring to God that. Don't drive carefully and then carelessly and then you bring to God. You see? And then wait to God to come to save you. There's no way God is going to save you. Only your mind is going to save me. Yeah, as I say what you say, it's as ourselves. See, it's the kingdom of heaven. It's in us. Yes. That also it's everything in us. So that's what I want to tell you now. And the supremacy and the inferiority is where coming from. So when what is my view? Other communities, all communities keep their own goals, keep their own belief. Only Africans is only who lost our belief. And then lost our belief through the Christianity. And then we lose our belief through the Islam's. See, which is mean everything we believe, it had to come from other communities. Outside. So that make us vulnerable. That make us to be weak to other society.
So we don't know ourselves.
Yes, that the same commit to ourselves. That the consequence God has put in us. See, God say, Genesis 1:27, it's me. God created a man in his own image. He was image. But somebody's mind, he went through somebody else's image, he colored it, he put a paint in it, and then he prayed to us and said, this is what you have to worship.
This is your God. A white man with blue eyes.
And you accept it. That in the sea, I don't go to change it. That won't bring you guys, my friend, my brother, my sister, my African sister. No way. No more to be that here. God created and made his own image. When you see God, you see yourself. You see your heart. See, these white people, they know they are born is white, they look themselves and they see. But as we have to look somebody up in the sky. No. And then there's nothing in the sky. In anything is you.
So the picture is a white guy with a beard. So then it's also, I think it's so powerful. And maybe, like you said, it's a part of white supremacy because there's an artist who created this image. They looked at Jesus, white guy.
See, and they go, it's mad. We won't like you. See, that wrong time, it wasn't a special person. It was like you. By that period of time, he drawing it and said, this is good to be used for this people.
So he put so we have that image in our homes everywhere, that image to fear. So it's like every time you see a white man, it's kind of a reflection of that Jesus that you have in your house.
Yeah.
So that white man, and so that is, it kind of even maybe builds the inferiority without even knowing.
That is what it is. He built inferiority in heart. Because somebody's got to save you. Who saved
the white man?
The white man. Who give money to the government back home in Africa? Is the white man, is what the government. Isn't because of the liberty. We have everything. We have what it takes to take control ourselves, but always inferiority in us. So I realize I started to become good. I started to become healthy. I started to go for walk. I started to think this. Oh, you become white man.
Who said that?
My friends, back home said, oh, you see, when you try to be a different person, it's a positive. When you try to be positive, the positive mean you are white.
Hey, I have fantastic news for you. The Rubasha Family podcast is proud to announce that we have partnered with WorldRemit. Now, as a diaspora family, African Australian, we have our loved ones back home. We want to feel connected with our people, whether we're sending money back home to create our family legacy, building generational wealth, or we're connecting with our loved ones, birthday parties, whatever the situations is. We always want efficient and effective ways for us to be able to send money directly, straight away for the people that we love or the projects that we're funding. So we have some fantastic news for you. For the link in the description, it's going to sign you up with WorldRemit. And not only that, even better news, guys, watch this. Once you send over $100, you will have $15 put into your WorldRemit account immediately. So make sure when you click the link in the description, it's going to take you to sign up with WorldRemit. Not only that, it's going to ask you to use a referral code. You punch in that referral code and that will give you $15 as soon as you send over 100. Now back to the video.
Or like you'll see like in school or in other places, a child, like he'll talk proper, like he'll talk not proper, like with maybe good vocabulary. Then they'll say, why are you talking white for? Why are you talking like a white man?
That's what.
And he just because he's talking that vocabulary.
Primacy and inferiority in Africans' mind, but it comes just from beginning where religion came, where the white came, where they teach what is there, this there, and you forgot everything's usually there. That is supremacy. Even here you have it in yourself. I used to take you to school. I used to take you playing soccer. If I put the music or African music, you don't want to hear it because your friends are going to hear it. And you feel, oh, it's going to be embarrassment. See, that is inferiority. Build it in you and you and you to go there. See, and that's how it is. How are we going to stop it? It's to be, we are God. We know our mind, it's a God. Our mind, it's one. It doesn't matter what you do. Everything that you do started from the mind.
And also like how can I say it? I don't want to always bring race into this, but even if you look at us Africans as a whole, African Americans, what we're able to do with our minds, these creative minds, for example, we look at in America, they've exported their culture is around the world. When I can go to Iceland, I can go to Sweden, Norway, places so far. When they see a black person, it's the image of these talented African Americans, LeBron, basketball, all these. So it's like we're able to create at such a massive level. But yeah, like you were saying, we're still hidden back. And you believe this because we don't know ourselves.
Yes.
Do you think that's also, like you gave me a great point, like our names, none of them are ours?
Yes. So that's if church corporates. If somebody brings, your name is not good. See, it creates inferiority. It creates supremacy. Chinese have their own name. Indians, they have their name. Arabs, they have their own name. Only Africans don't have their own name. So another thing I want to connect you. When you see this athletics, this is superstars people, this thing there. Nothing to do with background and our culture. They've been adored because that gift that God have given them today. That's why they be adored with their color. But they should not be adorable because of their color. They should be adorable because of their skills.
No, I'm not saying because of their color,
Yes,
but but it's just more like of what they've also had to go through.
They never go through anything. No one goes through anything. It's mind.
So for example,
To be a basketball, to be good at athletics, it's gift in his mind. It's consistent his mind is working. It's to be led to be what he wants to be. Keep doing what he has to do. Nothing else. God in him, his mind tells him what to do. He focuses what to do in every day. He doesn't think what other people want to think, but he does what he should do every single day. But it doesn't mean what other communities say. It doesn't mean what other things they say. So that is the gift he had, and he never misused it. He never misused it, his gift. He's always athletic, you see, going until the end. They never misuse it, their gift. I give example, the person who misuse his gift. This they call Israel Pharaoh. Israel Pharaoh was a kid who had a dream to be a lion player, who was a lion player. I would have given him the gift to be. Would play was straight, play everything. But what happened? Something's coming up. Without knowing anything about it, he started accusing what the Bible called about homosexuality, everything. So he didn't know. The court was talking nothing to do with what he did in the Bible. And he forgot his dream and ended up losing his dream because he was going what is nothing to do with you. You don't judge other people. You do your dreams, you keep your dreams to be successful. That's what it is. And you let other minds do whatever they want to do. Do it to be what they want to do. That was it. You don't judge other people. You yourself do what you want, what you want for you to do, what you might want you to do. And that's it. If you even can't do it, and you know you might as well to give you a thing to do. But when you go to judge other people, that is not good to anyone.
You shouldn't operate out of place from judgment because, you know, even, for example, we're discriminated towards, or someone, that same energy that someone uses to hate me, that's the same energy dispersed, whether that person's homosexuality. And so I think it's all about operating out of love. What about the people who, for example, like, let's say someone like myself, right? You know, gay people, whoever you are, we're all human beings living this existence. So if you want to do that, that's on you, man. Like, yeah, you live your life. Hey, shout out to you, man. I'm going to do my thing. What about for the people who say like, but, you know, we're forced with this. Everywhere I see, I have to go on my channel, my TV, and they're teaching my schools. Like, even me, for example, when I'm watching TV and there's a gay scene, I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like, what about people taking a stand? Not taking a stand, but kind of, what about if you're pushing this so much in my face? Because I don't push my sexuality. You know,
there is nothing you push, and nothing you push. So now what you mean push is marketing. So yes, it's marketing, nothing else. So what is your ordinary self? You accept that how we work.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying.
Yes. So if you allow that, keep it. Don't be against if they're marketing it. If they see this, they will market it to be accepted. There's nothing to market you to become what you don't want to become. No, you will never become what you don't want to become.
Yeah, that's cheap.
How to understand that? Because you see what they do, you're not going to become it. If you're not it, but if you're it, or if you think about it, you'll become it. And then what's wrong with that?
No, see, so my thing is, but you see, I kind of agree with you too, because at the same time, as I said, do your thing, you know, you want to live that way, that's cool. I fully support it. Like, hey, bet you do your thing, I'm going to still do my thing. It's just when I'm watching TV or something, but at the same time, like you said, if that's how they want to market it, that's on them. Yeah, that's why it's for me, if I don't want to watch a movie with a gay, I got to create my own movie.
The C-show, as the same, some people don't want to watch a program with C-show. That's it.
So it's like, we complain about it, but no, I'm going to stop. If I don't want that happening in, like, my kids go to school and maybe they're teaching that to my school, I'll start my own school.
It doesn't matter what they teach your kids.
Yeah, I know, but
if it's going to be said, it'll be said. Without our kids is going to be whatever they want to be. is what you want to be. To teach reality is what matters. Because everything's in the Bible. Everything you see, you read is in the Bible. Yes. You're not teaching somebody to become what it doesn't have to be. Everybody become what is in his mind. Yes. So the problem is now to see that person become what you do, what you him to become. Or you don't feel it's right. So that's in the war. You see your son, you want him to be like this. And your son doesn't become what you feel. You've been done fantasy of your thought, it become issues. So then the problem. So others we have the fantasy of our thought, what our kids want. If the kid don't be what our thought is, what thing they become an issue. You see, the good thing is when we know everything in the Bible, you have to be in this world. You don't be a fanatic. See, that again, I'm going to mention again. We, as Africa, we become fanatics for our traditions. African Christians, African Muslims, they are in the war. They hate their brothers. They go to kill them. The same color, the same blood, the same country, the same everything. They share everything. But because somebody bring their thought in different, they're willing to fear. That is the sin Africans we have. That is the poor mentality African we have.
You could have two people, we're sitting here laughing for 20 minutes, exchanging stories. And then there's maybe now an argument comes about religion. Maybe you're Islam, I'm Christian, you're Catholic. Imagine we can start fighting. We start fighting anyhow.
See that.
And we were just laughing. And you know what?
White don't have that argument. White don't have those issues. They don't need to go to church to be successful. They don't need to play golf to be successful. Do you know what? At the end, every African, South American, an athlete or a musician, whatever they say, oh, go and put points to the field in the sky. How do you know the God is in the sky they put point? God is in your mind. There's no white person who put your finger up.
Is that why Marcus Rashford, when he scores, he does this?
Yes. Every white person, no one put his finger to which God else sky. Because they know there's no God out there. I went out today. I was studying. There's no God there. They went to the way to the deer to find out. They were looking where Jesus could be buried out. They couldn't find it. That's not what they realized. God is still on my head. But Africa now, even up to now, we never discovered that. So for me, changed my life. But to change the belief, it's hard. My wife, my children, have refused to accept it. They can't see it. See, when they see the change, they think, oh, what come this guy there? Maybe it's come crazy or something there. See, you become a normal, you become our. They call you crazy. Because you remember, God is God. Whatever you believe, it's your belief. It doesn't change anything in our body. You're going to be sick. You're going to be healthy. You're going to be king no matter which God you go. If you believe God in the sky, you live. If you feel God is in your mind, you live. You're going to be sick. You're going to be anything there. Our life doesn't change. Only what it changes, it's what is in you. It's what is in your mind. The way you walk, the way you do your thinking. See, that's when you realize there's no hate. That one is you care about it. The rest is in your mind. And you walk happy. You walk because you can't see this. See, there's nothing marketing in it. See, whatever you do, it's sort of any good person will be covered. He feel in his mind. Nothing to do what people would think the language become.
And it's like you get to a point when you have that inner spaciousness within you and you know who you are. You don't need the approval of others.
Yes.
You don't need money. You just have that inner peace. So there's nothing outside of you. There's nothing outside of you that can give you, if I'm in a bad situation, it doesn't make me in a bad, some people, if things are going good in their life, they're happy. If things are going bad, they're miserable. So you're at the mercy of everything outside of you.
So in terms of money, everybody knows money. So that money, that's energy from God. Energy from God. You have to pay rent, pay tax, pay everything.
Come as a reward.
Yes, of the service again. The service again, people, is how you get money. But the most important things in your life is what you think about yourself, what you believe about yourself. That's the most important thing. You've been living, you've been worried about other people, what they think or what they believe and what talk about you. So if you go in that thing, you're in trouble. Don't care what other people think, believe, or talk about you. Don't worry about that, because that is their mind. That is their thought. Everybody died with their own thoughts. Everybody discuss about you, who and who, and they died with their own thought. And that's how I see it.
So why are you worrying about?
Why do you worry about it? But it's that worry, that doubt, that is the sin. You know why? Because the sin is in your mind. The sin is going to kill you. The doubt is going to kill you. The doubt is going to feel embarrassed. Never feel embarrassed for anything. You feel embarrassed to get caught stealing? No. You feel embarrassed because you get cheating? No. It's not a sin. It's embarrassing. That means nothing to you. But if it's killing your mind, you go to that in your seat. Yeah, that is why I said, why I keep teaching you this. Why you refuse? Because your mind, that's how it is. You feel that what you've believed is how life is. No. And every time, every person, you have a time to change. Sometimes we don't change until we die. And even we die, but doesn't make any difference anyway.
Hey guys, I know you're enjoying this video. Let me quickly tell you about this product that we have. It's a cling wrap, foil, and baking paper organizer. It will organize your drawer. If you're anything like me, you have that drawer in the kitchen that you open and it's just like so messy. It has like a foil box and all of that messy stuff. This product will put everything in one. You can slide your products in and really easy to access, easy to use, easy to cut. Get it. Link in the video.
Guys, this has been a very interesting episode on the Rubasha Family podcast. A fantastic talk with father and son. Just talking about life. Sometimes a lot of the times I learn new things with you, Dad, or some of the advice you give. I think not only your father figure to me, but your father figure to a lot of people out there. And they look at this advice and they take heed. They may even disagree with what you have to say. Like a lot of people may think he's so wrong. How can he call himself a god? Huh? Well, thank you for watching, and thank you for, even feel free to comment what you don't agree with. What do you think, Dad?
Yeah, again, I said, it's good. It's good to do this thing to you. And always, I even told your mom, you inspire me also. The way I see you doing things there. The way I see you have driven to do some things there. You see, most people, they've been inspired by parents. But for me, you inspired me what to do to be here talking in this podcast. Is your inspiration. We think we created it, but it's the consistency I've seen you keep doing what you feel and you want to do. So that's how it works. So somebody who inspires you, it comes through what he does. You see, most of the time we've been inspired by heroes, but we don't know what they do, the heroes. We don't know what they have been going through there. But when you see like somebody like your son, and you see his consistency, and then you start imitating him, and as your son, so that's inspiration. There's nothing to be more inspiration than to see your kids doing something consistent and every day. See, when you see that in reality, you see that the things we miss back home. Back home, our parents, they never had that hands on us. They never see what we're doing there. See, back home, they think, oh, there are people who look after you, there are maids who look after you, they think everything's okay, they are powerful. No, a man is not just bring the bread in the house. See, you bring the bread and then also you look after your kids. That is powerful. So back home, we think to bring bread is enough alone. No, bread is not enough alone.
And even the fact that not a lot of African parents can even go to their son and say, you inspired me. You know, like you said, a lot of it is, you know, oh, my dad's my hero, or my mom's my inspiration, you know, but the fact that you said, like, you inspired me, son, like, and so you're saying just the habits.
The habit, the action, the consistency, what do you do there? So those will change people. Not what people say, or not people have been done in the community there. It's your daily, what you see every day, everything. That is inspiration. That is motivation. Yeah. That's where we get. That's where we get confused what we think and what happened in life. You see, and then what we call inspiration, and what we call motivation.
So it's like you're seeing that process. Like,
yes,
you might see me here in the house, either meditating or in training, or it's just like that. This guy doesn't do anything else.
The process. But you see someone like hero is a boxing, like
you just
Mike Saddle, Mike Tyson Kill, and then say, oh, it's right. Of course, you could say something that inspires you, but that is the word. But when you see now the process, it makes a huge difference. If it makes it, so that we call exposure, that we call knowledge, that we call wisdom, because you see and you witness it. See, the reason you believe something, you say, like everything I've been telling you now later, only way you go to believe it is when you witness it. So if I told you, look, when you go to supermarket, don't look the price. See, when you look at the price, you buy wrong products. That's how it is. Go to supermarket when you have money. If you don't have money, stay home or go to local shop. That's much easier. Local shop has few you can buy. Don't go to supermarket when you don't have money, and they go where looking the price. If you look in the price, you buy the wrong product. Why do you need to go there? See, it's another mindset. If mind is power, mind is God. See, mind has distracted our community. It has distracted our countries. It has distracted the whole continent in Africa. We don't know where we are. They don't know who they are. Someone called them poor, and they believe they are poor and they are rich. See, they're so rich, but they don't know. They are poor because they don't know they are rich. African, they are rich in the mineral resources, but they call themselves poor. Why? Because the supremacy of the other communities. Because they don't know what we can do, what they have. See, why did God take all this mineral there? Why God give them that land with fertile, with gold, with mineral, with everything. Why? And when you give to them, they can't know what to do with it. Somebody's mind comes from miles away to tell them what to do.
What to do.
What do you have?
You see the Arabs.
Do you understand?
The Arabs have done well. You see you see what they own. They're buying football clubs, it's who on. They have their people.
That is different. That's investment. That's okay. That's investment.
What I mean is, these guys all like they. Of course, that's an investment.
Yes,
but where's their wealth coming from? They own everything. Look at them in like Arab countries. You can't come and tell them what to do. No. This is their
Of course, they say because they have their own, they have their belief, they have their God.
But they've done well with what they have.
But as we lost our God, we lost everything, and so I always wonder, why did God give all those riches, and they still call us poor?
And they call us poor.
See,
when we have everything.
The good things are like, why do people they don't use those negativity words against their people
in their own community?
No. If you don't have a job, they call you unemployed. So that is mean you struggle to live. You could live by welfare or something like that. So they don't call you poor.
They don't call that
you're unemployed. You don't have a place to stay. You live on the street. They call you what? Homeless. Because that's what it is. No one should be poor. But you be poor. You have a house, you have a job, you don't have a mortgage, they still call you poor. You see, it doesn't make sense.
Who's they?
Africans. You could have a home in your home back home. Most people back home, they are rich, but they don't know. They have their own house, no mortgage. It could be a small house. So how is that need to be huge to be rich? Because it's your house. You build it and you have a job. And somebody still come call you poor. But because you don't know, you are rich. See, but those words is mental. See, we have to learn. We have to teach ourselves how to use those words. More positive mind, more to lift up.
To uplift each other.
Yes, uplift each other. It's the only way Africa will go to be doing things there is to forget what other community teachers. So we know we are God. We know our mind is our God. We know everything we do is ourselves. We know we got to have one common God. It's our mind. We forgot what other people say. We have to know God created a man with
his own image.
Yes. We see ourselves, God, my mind is God. You see yourself, it's God. We walk, we talk, we know, we have this conversation. So why couldn't we be able to have this conversation, a podcast with Emmanuel? No, because he can't feel them. Why can't you do Ian? See, because that's how it is there. See, our mind is connected to everyone's there. You see, if you go to get more marketing, you go to get more support from outside there, because they can see we share the belief. If you go to see other people go against us because we share different belief. See, that's how it works. There is no business this world which is going to be attacked. Everybody
Can be attacked.
That is the good and evil, the experience of life. But you see, that's how it changed. For 10 years ago, I couldn't be able to sit to talk here. I couldn't be able to stand to bring my belief, to bring my view in front of people. That I said, the people who created this YouTube, people who created this channel, this is the most important invention I've created. But you see, my brother my sisters, they still scared to bring their story. They still scared to say what their mind. Africans, why? See, we still punish our kids to use technology.
I mean, you know, you also talk about inspiration. I mean, even look at, like you said, this is so powerful, like to be here, you know, where you're talking about your experiences, you know, no matter how, as I said, you're very young, but like, you know, later stages in life, you know, and it's just like we watch the media, we watch TV, but to see us doing this, like by this, you're reaching thousands of people millions of people across the world.
Yes.
You're telling them your beliefs and your faith. This is just
That's
crazy.
called mind change. See,
It's crazy.
a man change when his mind change. See, you believe that's how it comes. See, that's how they change. A man change through his belief. See, that's how life is. And it's hard to change the belief. It's hard to accept other belief. And that is the consequence always we've been having back home. People have refused to change their belief. People have refused to change their view for long time. See, it's affecting. So that's why it's been affecting our life forward. It has affected us to move forward because we don't want to change the belief.
Yes, Dad, I think we can end it there. This has been a fantastic episode. Thank you guys so much for watching the Rubasha Family podcast. We have a lot of content on the way, man. We're consistent, we're recording. This is going to be a network. It's going to be a show. We're creating history. This is a media company. So we want to give a shout out to everyone who's watching, who's taking their time. If you took time out of your day to come and watch what we have had to say, to watch our conversation, we thank you. We are grateful for your service. And we're grateful to be of service, to be able to help and just bring conversations, good or bad, whether you disagree or you agree. The fact that you took time to watch this video or listen to this our podcast episode, we are truly grateful and we thank you. And we welcome you back for the next episode, for the next piece of content. We're going to be coming everywhere, global, worldwide thing. You know how we go. The biggest podcast in the world, the Rubasha Family. Thanks, Dad, for another great episode, and we'll see you guys soon.